So I was on a Reddit forum a few weeks ago, and there was this guy who was opining saying, I don't want to go see the new movie Sketch because I'm not going to go pay money for a church film like that. And I remember thinking, okay, one, you haven't seen the film, you don't know what you're talking about. And two, you're really holding yourself back from seeing a delightful family movie. Hey everybody, I'm Sean McBride, the movie guy, and let's talk about that. Let me explain to you why this guy was wrong about the new movie Sketch.
I have to promise not to freak out.
I won't freak out. I won't.
This is the blood eater. It eats blood and pukes the blood back onto people.
Okay.
In Sketch, we meet a young girl who is processing the loss of her mother. Now her father's trying to keep the family together, but the girl is obviously in pain over the death of her mother, and that's something that's exemplified by all the drawings of monsters that she does in her sketchbook. I kind of love that early on in this film, the girl is called to the counselor's office. She thinks she's in trouble, but instead this counselor tells her, hey, drawing these scary pictures is a good and effective way to deal with your trauma. I kind of love that sequence. Now, of course, this is a film that's about much more than that, and the problem is that there's this magical pond out in the middle of the woods, and if you should happen to drop a sketchbook full of kitty-inspired monsters into the water, those monsters will suddenly come to life. I was laughing because it feels like it's kind of Pet Sematary, but done on a PG rating with the scary stuff being all done in crayon. So yes, this is a monster movie, but it's never really scary, and I think Mom and Dad will appreciate that because all of the monsters that show up look like they were drawn in crayon, so they never really are too effective. Plus, they're all really creatively done, with some nice comic touches here and there. For example, I love the eiders, which are where you take spider legs and you put them on eyeballs, and now you have a horde of eiders chasing you around, where you can just smash them with a book and they'll disappear into a puff of crayon dust. Some nice acting here too. You get Tony Hale playing the dad and Darcy Carden as the aunt, and they're the big names in this cast, but credit the trio of pint-sized anchors for really anchoring this film. You get Kaylin Cox, Koo Lawrence, and especially Bianca Bell as the young girl. They're all really good here, and they add a nice tone of childlike wonder to this movie. You know, the film reminded me of some beloved movies from my youth, things like The Goonies in particular. This is a grand adventure starring a bunch of kids who are dealing with something magical, and you just know things are going to work out fine in the end. Sketch doesn't have the same production values of The Goonies, but it's got a similar feel. I love that. I think moms and dads will love that as well. You know, I'm really impressed by what Angel Studios are doing these days. I mean, these guys have graduated from being one of those faith-based shingles where they're producing things that just look kind of amateurish. Instead, we're getting really good stories, production values, and good solid actors. They're really making some nice movies. So with that in mind, I really am a fan of Sketch, and I think families in particular should love it. It will appeal to the young kids. It's got those creative monsters, but it's never too scary. It's got some nice comic touches, but the comedy is aimed at the kids, obviously. It's got the good acting, and it's got the nice moral message. I'm a fan of Sketch. I think this is a great film, particularly if you've got elementary school kids in your family. I give Sketch 3 stars out of 4. It was a lot of fun. So look, don't be that guy who goes, I'm not going to see that church movie, because that's not what Angel Studios is doing, right? These films are wholesome, but they're not preachy. They're not overtly religious. They're just good, wholesome family entertainment, and I love that. I also love that they begin every one of their movies with a title card that says, this movie has been approved by the Angel Guild or something like that. And I can't wait for the day where Angel Studios can't even get the approval of their own made-up guild here. I kind of think that's funny, but hey, it is a good movie. Go check it out, Sketch, in theaters today. I loved it, but hey, that's just me. What do you think? Do you think this is a good movie? Please comment below. Of course, don't forget, you can follow me on social media, and don't forget to subscribe to my podcast, Two Movie Guys. Every week we get into a bigger and a deeper discussion on all of the film's big new movies. My friend Joe Fryer and I get together and we'll talk about them all. It's called Two Movie Guys. Just search for that wherever you get your podcasts. So, as you probably noticed, we are kind of at the end of the summer blockbuster season here. I mean, there are still those big movies playing in theaters, but Hollywood wants to make sure you have some new stuff in case mom and dad are looking for something to do with the kids over those last few days before they have to head back into school. So, we do have new movies to talk about this week. I will argue that they're not the greatest films in the world. But still, we'll be here and we'll talk about Freakier Friday and a pretty interesting little horror thriller called Weapons. We'll talk about those next. See you then. Bye.